Hi. So, I'm Zeos, your host of In-Ear Fetish, and if you're seeing this on my main channel, Hi Z Reviews, there's a dedicated IEM channel just for IEMs, and it's been up for a bit, and today is a day where I review my own IEMs again. So these are the Dunu Studio SA6 Ultra. Packaging by one of my patrons. Very, very much thanks out to Clark for this. Because the default packaging, they were like in a panic, like, oh my God, it's so bad, please help. So these are based on the Dunu SA6s, which I reviewed a while back. Actually, I reviewed them on the smaller new channel. You'll note the length in this video is slightly shorter. I tried to do that on the new channel too. So here's the deal. Don't take my word for anything to do with an IEM that I'm going to profit from, all right? I got 10% of every sale. Fine, whatever. But here's the thing. There are other people who are reviewing these IEMs. It should be coming out roughly today. I'm actually filming this the day before it releases on the 25th. And I only got it 2 days ago, and I really only listened to it hard today. And so just grain of salt. I am out of tears because these fuck my whole soul up. Because it's one thing to find an IEM that you groove with, and it's another thing to ask specifically for a thing to happen, and then to have it happen, and then exceed your expectations from like what they've changed and how they've made it like what you've requested has happened. So I don't even have like words. I'm literally like legitimately for the last hour I've been crying at this desk. And that's lame because, you know, ass. I'm better than this and I don't cry to music, but holy shit. Because the SA6 Ultras were decent. I didn't praise them off the moon. It was like they were good, but they were missing something. I only want to fix IEMs that are missing something. The S12s became the Z12s because they needed just that little bit of low end right at the bottom to make the Z12s better than the S12s, at least in my mind. And the SA6 Ultras had a little bit more problems than that because they're one of these IEMs that has a switch. It's a 6 balanced armature, which I usually don't like straight full balanced armature stuff, but it grants a wonderful opportunity because since it's all balanced armatures and since this has a switch to switch things, it was a hell of a lot easier to tell them to tune mid-range into it. Like I needed them to fix several things. Treble was getting a little bit on the edge, and I didn't want that because I like every IEM. If you're buying an IEM that's a Zeos branded one, I want you to be able to listen to it all day without any fatigue. So treble's got to just settle the fuck down. But the thing that the SA6 was missing was mid-range, not low end, not like the lowest of the low end, not like the S12s begin the Z12s, just like the real, like the vocals, the stuff that like you hear and you feel. And well, they jacked that shit way up. But the thing is, it's got a switch. So on the off switch, it's the neutral tuning. It's almost like stock SA6s, almost. That mid-range I asked for is there. Just it's better. It's better on the stock than the other one. What I didn't expect is that when you flip that on, it doesn't just raise like vocal mid-range. It takes mid-bass up. And mid-bass is like, it's palpable, the amount of warmth in these. It's like these are $600, by the way, because right now on Hi-Fi Go, to everyone it's $10,000 because they just want people buying it because it's not ready yet. These are $600. And if I'm going to put my brand on something that's a $600 IEM, it better be a $600 warm blanket that makes you enjoy your music like you've never enjoyed it before. And I think I've accomplished that. Again, don't take my word for it. Other reviewers, go. If they hate it, they hate it. If they love it, they love it. It's up to them and you guys to settle this. This is just my thoughts. Sitting here on day 2 of actually having the final ones. Here are the original SA6s that I reviewed with the original cable. They've actually upgraded the cable. They're like, hey, we have this Hulk Pro cable. And I'm like, oh God, it's a She-Hulk fucking Marvel thing. And it's not. It's not a She-Hulk thing. It's just they called it for some reason the Hulk cable. And it's actually, it's lighter. and it's all still silver, and it has the flexibility, and I'm okay with this cable. I'm okay with this, all right? This was not a downgrade, and Duno makes amazing cables, so we're all right with that. It's got the interchangeable heads. You got your 4.4, which I'm not even using right now. 2.5, which you could just throw that in the trash. Unless you have a BTR5, then you're going to want that. And I've got the 3.5 with and it comes with this adapter, and I want to point this out. This is a normal 1/4-inch adapter. These are the Duno adapters. Look how sexy and short they are. Unfortunately, they're also very slippery because there's no knurling. So if you want to permanently make a device not a 1/4-inch anymore, you plug that in there, and then you can't pull it out. But with the 3.5 millimeter, this is the JDS Labs EL2 amp, the balanced one, coming off a Geshelli Labs DAC. And I spent all day with it on the Death and Ray Pegasus SG1, and it doesn't need a warm amp. In fact, that's a very neutral amp. And I wanted to make sure when I was for the review, pick a neutral amp. And it doesn't need a powerful one either. This shit's super fucking easy. So easy that it's like, there you go. BTR5s. You got BTR5s? Just, little fucking, you just throw them on your, and they'll work perfect. They'll work perfectly. I'm going to get to the sound now because I think that's here. Big thing. I actually got them finally. I've arranged it to coordinate enough that Dakoni tips will be included. You're going to get the neck strap with it because it's $600 and you fucking throw the neck strap in. And I finally, they're going to get Dakoni bullets. So the way I listened to it, the way I tuned it, it will come in the box along with these very weird square box tips that Duno has developed. They don't fit in my ear. Like they're not, my ears just can't. But you could try them on your ears, and they come with a couple standard silicone Duno whites and Duno blues, and a little brush in case you want to brush out your nose hairs or clear your tear ducts away. So back to crying like a little bitch. Although you're not a bitch if you cry, you're a bitch if you own SA6 Ultras. The way I describe these, because I'm sitting here for an hour bawling my eyes out, not because I'm thinking of sad things. Zeos doesn't cry for sad. Zeos cries for beautiful. A sunset will make me, like, I'm crying now again. You bitch. You can call me a bitch in the comments. It's fun that way. TV shows, movies, anything that I have an emotional attachment to, not because sad, but because it was done so fucking well that it's like, oh God. Arcane, Westworld Season 1, Mr. Robot Season 1, about half a dozen anime, Mushoku Tensei. There's just so many things that are like, this was put together in a way that is the peak, like early seasons of Game of Thrones. All right, Battle of Blackwater Bay, that sort of level. The fucking every Tyrion speech before the writers took over and it was bad. That's beautiful television. That's beautiful. It's perfect. And wearing these IEMs and listening to any music that reminds me of that sort of stuff, the word I figured out after an hour of crying is powerful, like Bible level powerful. But I'm not a religious person, so I don't know. But it feels like if I walked into, here's the only way I could describe it. The way these sound is, imagine you had this a vision in your head of what perfect, like the most engaging and present sound would ever sound like. Not clean, not neutral, not overbear, just like you walk into a room like a church and imagine if they were playing your favorite song and it was overwhelming. That's what these sound like. And I was blasting them. I had these, I fucked up because these are tuned in a way that you want to, like where this is, here, I'll put it to 0. All right. They're loud there, and I just kept turning it slow. Another reason I like having the JDS Labs on the desk is the knob is so big. Like here, if I go louder, it's like, oh, look, a little baby louder. This is like you are physically turning a giant knob. You better know what you're doing, Steve, or whatever your name is out there, because I was encroaching on actual hearing damage levels, not because they need it, but because I wanted more of it. The low end isn't like a sub bass where it's down. It's warm. It's giant. You know the fucking like Klipschorns, like the ones that are the size of the entire corner of my fucking house? 2 of those in a perfect environment, maybe a little bit bigger, so you get like that echo effect. Like you get that like holy fuck. Like you have to back up. Holy fuck, this sound is happening. And then when I was on the standard tuning, because that's when you put it on. When you put it on the on, that's where I'm crying. When you put it on the normal setting, it's like, oh, good. Imaging is fucking spectacular. Probably some of the best I've ever heard in an IEM. Things are just perfectly placed, not just left and right, front and back. Don't know how it does it. All right, magic tubes with 6 BAs. And then you throw on that fucking low end switch, which is what the thing I requested. You put it on, and it throws the low end up in a way that everything is just warm but not muddled. The imaging is still there. You get this sense of space, but not like crazy OH10 soundstage. It doesn't push the sound further away from you. It never gets further away. It's always here. It's always like you've walked into something that's way too much. The Doc Brown speaker, all right? Imagine the Doc Brown speaker from Back to the Future 1, but perfect clarity and turned up exactly as loud as Marty McFly turned it up, only it doesn't explode. It tries to damage your hearing all fucking day. Yeah, no. I just earlier today, in fact, on these other channel, it'll come out after this because I'm got to rush because tomorrow, the Dunu Zen Pros, the other Dunu of my life, which is the most used IEM in the house because I use it to assess amplifiers. That's a perfect IEM for, it's clear, it's see-through, it's transparent. It doesn't do anything to the sound that your amp isn't doing or the song isn't having it. And this isn't that. This is a stained glass window. The light from the sun or your music is coming through it, and it's as bright and brilliant as ever, but oh my fucking God, is it adding all this color? And not like, oh, it's changing the shape of the sound. It's just presenting it in a way that you didn't think were physically possible. The only speakers that I've ever heard that could compete with this is nothing from audio shows. The Buchard A700s, 7,000 pair of speakers, $7,000 pair. If I were to wear those like headphones in an anechoic chamber while floating in salt water, that's what these sound like. They're just so fucking much. They're just so much. I'm not even going to wear them again like I would normally put them in my ears for this channel, for the In-Ear Fetish channel. By the way, check out my In-Ear Fetish channel and check out the sponsors in the link of that. There's permanent monthly sponsors there. And Wallpaper Horde is all the same. But like I was walking around fucking Aldi. If you know what an Aldi is, it's like a shopping thing. I was walking around Aldi with my fucking Pegasus, and songs were coming on, and I was starting to get like, I was waiting for any of the random old ladies that were walking around Aldi to come over to me and say, "Are you okay?" Because I'm just going to be fucking crying in Aldi's. If you want to cry in Aldi's, this is a fucking IEM. It's going to cost you a bit. And again, do not buy this if you can't afford it. This channel started, I think this also has a little bit of an emotional thing because this is like the peak of Z reviews right now. This channel started with me just yelling because people were spending too much money on bullshit. Like, hey, don't buy that crappy fucking Altec Lansing speaker system. To buy a Dayton B652s and this little amplifier and to be happy. I just want to make people happy. For cheap. I'm a cheap motherfucker. So the fact that this is a $600 IEM is sort of like getting away from the thing, and there's talks of a Nana collab coming up, and it's like, that's $900. So take your time, breathe. Z12s exist. Other cheaper IEMs exist that I love. It's just that these are literally the ones I made to make me cry. Apparently I've made IEMs that are specifically designed to make me an emotional mess. If you'd like to become an emotional mess, they're available on Hi-Fi Go and Amazon. For those who have, I don't know if they're prime shipping. I don't know if they're going to be in the warehouse yet, but yeah, these are dumb. These are fucking dumb. And then if you don't want to cry, you flip the switches back. It takes away that mid-range warmth and that extra bit. It's actually a noticeable thing. And the nice thing about the switches on these, I said it in the other review, is you can flip these while they're in your ear because they've actually engineered the switch so you can be like, as long as you can get your fingernail, you can do it. It'll make a loud pop noise in your ear because you're literally clicking a switch there. But So much better than getting out the little tool and fucking with it. It's just like, you know what? Click. I can do it just with my fingernails. Even my fingernails cut. I can just click that switch back and forth. Yeah, these are a perfect IEM for me. I've had a couple bangers in the last few weeks on the IEM channel. The fucking Thigh Audios, the Oracles. Like, I'm doing a list of categories. Like, I'm going to do a Doug Score style thing for the IEMs, but it's not going to be like normal. And one category that I have to talk about is likelihood of crying. These are a 10 out of 10. I've never been hit with my music so hard that it squeezes my tear ducts, and that's what these do. So again, this is just my take on it. I'm going to spend a couple more. I'm actually going to probably not listen to them again for a while because let the sales do their thing. Whoever else is reviewing it do their thing. I'll come back. I'll visit these again when it's time, but there's nothing else I have to do. I've birthed these into the world. You can all have them. And then I'll find out if I should do anything more, because this is going to be one of those, it's like, if I can make every IEM like this, if every collab in the future turns out like this, the world's going to be we're going to be selling all sorts of weird masks that cover up puffy eyes and things. So, that's it. I'm Zeos Pantera. This was In-Ear Fetish. I've uploaded this to both my main channel and that channel. So if you're on the main Z Reviews channel, check out In-Ear Fetish. If you're on the In-Ear Fetish channel, check out the main Z Reviews channel. And links and sponsors and wallpapers and this took a lot of years to get here, to get to the point where I could be comfortably assessing something that I dreamed of and then have it come to life. Like, just I had to know the companies and I had to work with them and figure out what I actually like as an audio person. It's been a journey. It's been a journey, and more collabs to come, I hope, including possibly some hardware stuff. Maybe one of those wallpapers. Okay, so no waifu in the box. Kind of looks like a condom box. It either looks condoms or a fabric softener. But you know what? If that doesn't scream Zeos Pantera, nothing fucking does. And I will see you all in the next one.